Hello, my name is Eric Garza and I'm a student taking engineering graphics at Texas A&M International University. Today I'll be talking about dimensions and dimension styles. On my screen I have some simple geometry I will use to show how dimensions work. Also, if you haven't noticed, I have created a new layer for the dimensions. Okay, let's begin. You can find the dimensioning tools on the annotation panel. Next to the linear button, you have a drop-down menu which has a list of all the dimensions. We'll start with linear first. Launch the command and then grab the endpoints of the distance you want to measure. For example, here. I have to make sure you have object snaps on to ensure the dimensions are accurate. A linear dimension gives us either the horizontal or vertical measurements between the points. If I pull up, we get the horizontal distance. If I pull to the right, we get the vertical distance. But let's just leave this right here. Okay, knowing this, we can now dimension the height of the object like this. We just click the linear button again. Click here, over here, and there we have the height. Okay, now we will use the align dimension. So just over here, we click the aligned. The align dimension, we will get the true distance between the 2 points. We're gonna go with the ones we used last time over here. As you can see, the dimension is now parallel to the line, which gives us the true distance. I will now use the angular dimension, which is over here. We click angular. To create one, we need to select one line, which is this, and then another line, and then pull it up. There's a difference between this dimension and the other one though. So you can see we have 135 degrees here, and then we can move it over here. We have 45 degrees. Move it under 135 degrees, 45 degrees, but we're going to leave it right here for right now. Now I will dimension the circle. To dimension the circle, I'm going to use the diameter dimension tool and click the circle I want to dimension, which is this one. It gives us the dimension. Now we're going to use the radius tool to find the radius of this fillet. Also, it is recommended when dimensioning complete circles to use diameter and use the radius for arcs instead. What we've learned, we're gonna finish dimensioning this whole object. From here to the center of the circle. From the center of the circle. There, here. Find this distance right here. And we can distance here, here. We need to find the diameter of the small circle. We only need one since they're both the same. And then distance here to here. We need to find the radius of this. Then since it's a bit hard to find out where the smaller circles are at, you have to click here and then find the midpoint circle. I'm just going to put it a bit over here since it's a bit hard to see. And then that midpoint to the other midpoint. It's a bit hard to understand, but you get the idea. This part over here, we don't really have to dimension that because using the height of the object and the height of this plus the fillet, You can subtract all that and you get the distance from here to here, and then you know that the object is symmetrical to this. So we're done with dimensioning. Now we're going to talk about dimension styles. Now that we're done with dimensions, we're going to do dimension styles, and to do that we have to click annotation over here. You get a little box. The second button to the bottom is called dimension style. You click that button and you get a little box with two predefined styles, the annotative and the standard being the one that we're using right now. Then we have a little or quick selection of buttons to click on the right. The first one being set current, which is basically just you setting the current style that you have selected to all the dimensions you have applied. You can either create a new one, modify the current one, override. Kind of sounds like it's a preview. Temporary like overrides the dimension styles that you have applied. And there's compare. It's just basically to compare the different styles that there is. So I'm just gonna modify the standard one for right now. When you click modify, you get a box full of options that just to change the look, how the dimensions look like. For example, the dimension line, you can change the color. For example, red or blue. But I'm just gonna leave it at default. And then you could also change the line type. Just leave it. You can click other and then find the other ones, and you can load one. Click dashed. And press OK. You click dashed, and you'll get a dashed line. But since the lines are a bit too small, it's not really. You can't really see it. Just move it back to block. You can also change the line weight. If you change it, you can see the line gets a bit thicker. Let's leave it back. You can also change the extension lines. Change the color of the extension lines. You can see. But like always, I'm gonna put it back to the default. You can change the block layer, line type extension, the first one, and then you can change the second one, the line weight. There's many different options for you to play around with. You can change how the symbols and the arrows look like. You can make them look either closed or open. You can change the text look here. Then how everything fits. And the units. The alternate units. And the tolerance format. Just click cancel. And well, that's basically it. We already dimensioned the whole object. You learned about all the different dimension styles and the different dimensioning tools, like the linear one, the aligned one, the angular one, radius, diameter, and all of those. And you also learned about dimension styles, which is just basically changing the look of the dimensions you have set up. And well, that is it for today. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to leave a comment below. Thank you for watching.